Hey folks, welcome back to Active Self-Protection. Let's talk about metrics.
POM pepper spray is next generation OC spray. It's hot at 1.4% major capsaicinoids, and its modular design means you can customize it exactly to you. 3 different setups, lots of different color combinations. You can make it exactly as you like. And the flip top safety prevents accidental discharges. It's 10 to 12 foot range and 25 half-second blasts. Make sure that you can keep that long range eye poke at long range. I trust POM OC and I recommend it for everyone for self-defense.
Hey everybody, so welcome back to the next video in my series about a superlative concealed carry draw. And what I want to talk today, or start talking about today, is the metrics. So if you're a fan of Active Self-Protection Extra or Active Self-Protection in general, you probably heard some time standards brought up over and over again. And that's the 2 second, the 1.5 second, and the 1 second draw. I think those are great metrics to start to understand and develop a strong draw stroke. So what I plan on doing today is kind of demonstrating each one of those under time with an overlay in the video, so we can kind of see when those would be applicable and what they kind of look like. So to talk through that just a little bit, a 2 second draw, or draw to first shot, is not really a rushed kind of task. You could see from a 2 second perspective, there's plenty of time to do that. 1.5 being a more professional standard, or as John puts it, someone that kind of works professionally with a firearm. That's a significantly more, but still not very difficult to achieve once you start understanding the efficiency of the draw. And then the 1 second, which seems to be kind of the gold standard that kind of goes around in the gun kind of circles. 1 second too is not significantly difficult to achieve once you understand what really needs to happen to get your gun out, presented, and get a draw on the target in 1 second. It's really not that hard. It takes a little bit of work and a little bit of consistency, but not incredibly difficult to achieve. So with that being said, we're going to go in and I'm going to go into my dry fire space, and we're actually going to demonstrate those and kind of take a look at it. But really what I want you to understand about the metrics, they're important to understand. One, to know where you are in relation to where you want to be. And two, it gives you a strong understanding of the different applications of a draw stroke and when they may be applicable. So math and measurement is incredibly important to your development, and incredibly important to understand what it is you need to do to meet these certain levels. So with that, let's go check it out. All right, so now we're in my dry fire space, and a couple things I do want to cover along here before we get started is I am surrounded by concrete walls. My firearm is unloaded. There is a magazine in it, but the magazine is empty. And what you're looking at now is part of the software suite for my Shooter's Global Timer, and it overlays time. So the video quality may be a little bit lower than normal, but I thought it was useful to have like the times up since we are talking about metrics. So really what I'm going to use as my aiming point is the camera itself, which is about, 8 feet in front of me. And what we're going to do is demonstrate the different standards or the different metrics of draw stroke, just to give you guys an idea of what that looks like. So my hope here is to be within about a tenth of each standard on a dry presentation with a trigger press, which normally wouldn't be every draw for me, but for sake of what we're doing, we will have a trigger press because that's what the timer is actually going to record on. So first we're going to try a 2 second draw, and that's going to be relatively organized, not too bad, not too fast. And this will give you guys an idea of what my draw looks like, and if it varies really a lot between the times. For me, it's more about what's happening, how quickly on the end of the presentation. I try and be relatively consistent with the administrative portion, but the 2-second one's going to be interesting for me because I haven't really worked on that in a while. So with that being said, let's go ahead and give it a shot. I think I have about a 1-second delay. So let's try a 2-second presentation. All right, what did we have? 218, so a little bit off pace. So let's try and see if we can tighten that up a little bit. All right, so let's try a 2-second presentation. All right, 208, I'm okay with that. Let's try a 1.5. So this is the professional standard, as they talk about on the channel. All right, 157, so we're within that 10th range. Let's try a second. So this would be more on the road to a high development of skill, or well on your road to mastery, especially on an on-demand nature. So let's try 1 second. Okay, 104, so really tight there. And I am using the camera lens on my camera, relatively close, but the camera lens on my camera as my aiming reference. Whenever you're doing this, you want to have an aiming reference, not just throwing the gun out there into space, because as you refine this, once we move on from dry fire into the real world, the aiming point matters. So with that, let's see if we can go more full speed. This is what I work on, really in conjunction. You're going from controlled to push or a slightly administratively faster to really at speed. So normally what I'm running around here is in the 80s or 90s. But what I also struggle with is a hyperextension when I'm trying to work at my maximum speed. So let's see if that manifests itself here. So do you see that? A little bit of boing at the end. How's our time? 79. So that's pushing a little bit for me, but that's okay. Let's see if we can clean that up one more time. A little bit better. We're right at an 88. So that 10th gave me a little bit more stability. But hopefully that gives you guys an idea of the different levels and what they look like. So when we're really getting into the 2, the 1.5, and the 1, it does not have to look fast. When it looks fast means we're inputting motion that doesn't really need to be there. Inputting tension, inputting things like that. That's where it looks fast. When it looks organized, and really that's when the time starts to reflect more so what you're looking to do. So hopefully that helps. Next time we're going to get into kind of the semantics of the draw, the different pieces of it. But I really wanted to just demonstrate from the jump of this what that really looks like. See you guys next time.